to our end of week technical analysis. I just wanted to disclose one thing. I just checked the start of week technical analysis to just go off of where we last left off and realised that I accidentally sent in the end of week rather than the start of week recording, which is a shame. However, all we did was we went over this consolidation. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is just do a full week markup. So this will include the start of week and end of week, just everything that's happened over this week. So jumping straight into things here, as you can see, this blue vertical line represents the last point in which we left off in the markets. We're going to go ahead and do our normal thing. We're going to grab our path and we're just going to mark up roughly what has happened since we last left off. So we've had price come down, price come up. Again, we was looking at some consolidation. In our last technical analysis that I recorded didn't end up sending, which is a shame. We marked in this trend line on the higher time frames, and I'll show you that in a second. But as you can see, we got a break through the trend line, and we came up to test our level of 2704. Price came down to test the level of 2675. Price broke into the 2700 range. Like we said, when we saw price finally break into that 2700 range, which was first about here, we said price would continue on, and it did. Again, this is where we are, what we are looking at right now. So here we go. So as you can see, we did break out that consolidation block that we was talking about in our last technical analysis, and this week has been predominantly bullish, with price pushing up past the two black horizontal lines that we have, which are key levels indicating to us that price will move past, and price successfully did. We now saw some bullish momentum. We saw price push back into that 2700 range. We saw it move from 2700 to 2725, a 250 pip move, before price is then now broken back into the levels of 2600. This trend line that I marked in was an hour 4 trend line. We found our point A and our point B level, and then we dragged it into the future. And as you can see, we've got that break, and obviously that would have indicated to our traders that a long position was viable. And as you can see now, we are now testing back on that level. Why is it important that we are testing back on that level? Is if we see some sort of support now found at this level of 2663, and if you remember from 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 TAs ago, we spoke about this level when we was testing this level quite frequently, and how much impact it really did have on gold. So the main thing we're looking at here is obviously the respecting aspects that it has on this level. If we see price respect this level, we will most likely see a bullish continuation. If I go ahead and go to our weekly time frame real quick and zoom in for you, that bullish engulfing candlestick that the bullish engulfing pattern that we found is definitely now invalidated. So we will forget that we ever said that. Daily, we came up to test that same resistance of around SEP 2723, which was a previous support as well. Again, in the new year, we're going to go ahead and remark up our charts. We're going to make sure that the weekly has its levels in, and then when we go down and down and down the time frames, they each have their own key levels in. So everything doesn't just sort of cluster up and look a little bit messy. Just sort of want to clean everything up, even though most, and if not all, of our point of interests and levels that we have marked in are viable and definitely valid. We are just going to sort of clean things up. Anyway, looking at the daily, as you can see, today has been bearish so far. We have had a bearish engulfing candlestick with our entry. As you can see, we've had our A, B, and then C candlestick, this being our entry candlestick. So if you was focusing trading off of price action here, you would have traded in this range here, as price was just come back into the 2600 range, and you would have taken a short. The main thing that we're going to be looking at today is how price reacts to this trend line that we have marked in. It's not the key indicator for us. Obviously, we have to take into account a lot of other price action that happens and a lot of other things that will happen today. But it can be one of those confirmations that we look at to see if price then rebounds / rejects off of this level. Where could we see price go if price rejects off this level successfully and tests it as a support? If we see the level of 2663 tested as a support, we will most likely see a bullish continuation. We will see price probably break past that level of 2675 marked in by one of our black horizontal lines. If we see price break below that, past that, we'll most likely see a break and retest pattern where we come to test it as support before price then pushes back up. The chances of this happening just today is very unlikely, but it is definitely a possibility, especially with the bullish momentum that you can clearly see now happening once we have came down to this level. If this candlestick holds, especially on the minute 5, respecting our trend line, we will most likely see that bullish continuation. For bearish momentum, obviously we have been bearish now since the 2 level of 2725. If we see price break through this level, we will most likely see a continuation, if not a bigger continuation to the point where we see around this 2645 level touched. And if I go ahead and go to my hour 1 real quick, we could end up seeing the level of around, we could see price drop all the way down to around 2625. So an 1,000 pip drop from the high up here. Bullish compared to bearish. Looking at the market as of right now, the slight price action that we're seeing at this level here, we most likely will see a bullish retracement. It might not be sufficient enough to wipe out all of this bearish momentum that we've had since the level of 2725 was touched, but it will definitely have some sort of impact in the market. If we can see price take us away from around this level of 2663, bullish confirmations and bullish probability just get stronger and stronger. Going to our daily time frame again, so we just zoom in for you here again. If we see the price test here and we see bullish momentum, we could in fact see price break into those 2700 ranges, wiping out this previous bearish candlestick, having a flip bullish engulfing candlestick, which then next week we could then in turn see a bullish bull run. We could see some big bullish momentum enter the market, and we could see trades, we could see the gold hit a new all-time high. Again, chances of this happening today very unlikely. We need a big move. I'm not too sure of what high impact news events we have today, but I'm sure there will be some. It's a Friday. We are roughly an hour and 20 minutes before the New York news will hit. So obviously we'll see some volatility and other things enter the market when that does happen. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. There's not actually too much to go over, even though we completely forgot to send in our last start of week technical analysis and ended up sending the same technical analysis as we did the previous end of week, which is annoying because obviously that whole video that I've recorded is gone to waste. I was thinking about uploading it anyway and just sort of having a double upload. However, I just thought it would be better for us to just send in and just cover everything in this one TA. So yeah, again, bullish momentum is more probable from this level. If we see that level of 2663 tested as a support, which we are seeing as of right now, we'll most likely see a bullish continuation with price taking us past and up and above that 2675. Apologies for the birds outside. Living in the UK, bird sounds are quite a common thing, but I'm sorry if that is distracting you. It does distract me a little bit, to be honest. However, get back to the TA. If we see that level of 2663 tested as a support, which we are currently seeing on the lower time frames, we will most likely see a bullish continuation. If we see price surpass this level of 2675, we could near to that 2700 range again before the market closes. Minute 5, we'll just divulge into this real quick. Again, that candlestick finished quite nicely, indicating to us that this next level, this next point of interest of 2670 will get surpassed, and we will most likely see that 2675 level. The most likely, the most probable thing that will happen today is we'll see price push past this level of 2675 and continue onwards. Price could push up to around 2685 and then just sort of stagger, begin to move solid sideways, starting a consolidation phase before the Monday open, and we see price, we see volume and volatility enter back into the markets and push gold to where it needs to be. So yeah, that's going to be that. I hope you lot have enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Again, I apologize for accidentally sending in the end of week at the start of the week. That is my bad, and I will make sure, now I've almost got a little bit of PTSD from it, I'll make sure that that doesn't happen again. But yeah, I hope you lot have enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Really appreciate it. We hit 100 subs not long ago. I believe we're at 121 at the time of recording this video. So we're climbing closer to that 200 mark. I really appreciate all the engagement and support that you lot have been giving me. Some of the comments are really nice. I say some, if not all of the comments are pretty nice. We haven't had any bad comments as of yet. I'm sure it will happen, but we got thick minds, especially as you all know as traders yourselves. There's not a lot of emotion involved in this. When trading, you learn how to take your emotion out of the markets, because emotional trading is one of the worst things that you can do. Anyway, yeah, that's going to be me, Gold Signals. I hope you all have enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.